All right, all right, chosen ones, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode on Antonicus Motivates. And we about to do like we always do. We about to do like we always do about this time. About to go ahead and get into another video today. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday, all right? Thank God it's Friday. May 15th, 2026. Man, I remember when Fridays was different, man. Fridays was a whole lot different. But we still thank God it's Friday, man. You know, it's just different times we're in right now, right, chosen ones? But we understand all of that, and we know the reason why all of this had to happen the way it had to happen. Because the word tells us, you know. But anyway, go ahead and crank up, warm up. Today, I'm going to go ahead and get into day number 41 of the burpees training session. So looking forward to that as well. Actually, not really looking forward to that, but looking forward to it. If you know what I mean. But yeah, you know we have to have these discussions every day, chosen one. We have to have these discussions. And the reason for this is because of all the hell they put us through. I mean, it really has been an absolute nightmare. A nightmare, a living nightmare. That is what has happened to us. Okay? And you know, we shouldn't have survived. We really shouldn't have. Like I said, there's really no logical explanation for why we are still here. Our enemies can't even understand how we're still here. They really can't. And so this has really got them, you know, at a loss right now. And they're panicking because of it, you know. And they should be. Because rightfully so. After what they put us through, you know. But yeah, man, I guess I just got a lot to talk to you about today, as usual, chosen one. You know, and you know, we you know what, man, chosen one, I was just thinking this morning, I was thinking, it's really whack being chosen, right? It really is, man. People think they want to be chosen. You know, some people look at us and they think they want to be chosen. But you know, you don't like being chosen. You know, you tried everything you could not to be this way. You tried to fit in. You saw what that got you. You know, and yeah, it's because nobody likes the chosen ones. But we know the reason why, though. And we kind of went over a lot of that in yesterday's video or the day before's video of why. But you know, there's some people who don't even think there's no such thing as chosen ones. But we know there is. We know the word tells us there is. But, you know, for instance, like, I don't even know. But the reason how I know this is because there was this one person who had said something to me in the comments section of a video that I had commented on. And I can't even remember who the person's video it was right now, but it was somebody who was talking about chosen ones or something. And I put in the comment section something about the how they do it, or maybe he wasn't talking about the chosen ones. I don't know what the subject was he was talking about. He was just talking about how, you know, there was wicked and evil things going on or something like that. And then I said, yeah, it's because they target the chosen ones. Anyway, somebody said something in the comment below that video about there's no such thing as chosen ones. And so, you know, I just didn't try to like dispute anything with this person or anything like that. I just kind of shook my head, and then I was like, I just typed John 15:16, because I know that's one of the verses that prove that there is such things as chosen ones. And then all of a sudden, like, all these other people started commenting underneath of there and saying things towards this person, like kind of like defending me in the comment section or whatever, and saying that's a good verse you shared or something like that. Anyway, then the guy later on, he comments again, because, you know, like when you on the platform or whatever, and then it shows you on your notification bell people who commented or whatever and stuff like that. Well, he commented back something later on about something about like, I don't need to read the Bible or something like that. It's fake or something. I can't remember, something like that. So I just put, I pray for you, you know, like that. I just put that underneath it. And then I think I looked at his name and I said a prayer for him immediately, like right then and there, for the name of his title that was, you know, who he was listed. I can't even remember who he was now, but I said a prayer right then at that moment for this person. I said, God, this person right here. And then I said his handle name. I pray for him. And so then later on, another notification thing came up on the notification bell. Maybe it was like the next day or something like that, when I was doing something, and he put, I don't need your prayer. And then he put like a muscle arm next emoji next to it. And so then I was just like, okay, well, whatever, you know, just like shaking my head, like, whatever, you know. So this is how I know that there were people who don't believe there's such things as chosen ones, man. But, you know, this morning I was in the Word, and I saw another verse this morning, and it was in I think it was in Psalms 105, I believe, and 106, which again talked about chosen ones. And anyway, I'm gonna read that verse right here. It says, and this was started in Psalm 105, 4 through 6. It says, look to the Lord and his strength, seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles, and the judgments he pronounced. You, his servants, the descendants of Abraham, his chosen ones, the children of Jacob, his chosen ones. So it says it right there. Then again, I turned it over and I was reading in Psalm 106. And then it came down 4 through 6, I think it was. Again, remember me, Lord. This is Psalm 106. Remember me, Lord, when you show favor to your people. Come to my aid when you save them, that I may enjoy the prosperity of your chosen ones. So this is Psalm 106, 4 and 5 right here. Again, but we know, because the word tells us that there is chosen ones, even if other people don't believe that. But we know that other people don't believe that. And we also know the reason why is because they want to stay sleepwalking in the program. So, yeah, I just thought I would talk about that. But the main thing what I wanted to talk to you about too also is how these people have been so jealous and envious of us is another reason why, we don't like this walk, man. I personally don't. And I tried my best not to do this. But, this whole thing started out, man. The way it all started out, you remember how it started out. I remember. I'm going to tell you my story of how it all started out. It was just that we was tired of the BS. I was tired of I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, basically. Like, I told y'all my story, man. This whole system is designed to cancel us. Because the way it all started out was I just wanted to stop being in trouble. Pretty much, that's it. I just wanted to stop being in trouble. I mean, it's like you get tired of trouble after a while, right? If you don't, there's something wrong with you. That's just the way I feel personally. I mean, but you don't even have to look for trouble. Trouble will find you in this society that we live in. It will. So, this is another reason why we have to put on the full armor every day, man. Ephesians 6:10 to 18. So we can be protected against these forces all around us. Because it really is a spiritual warfare, and we know that now. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, and I guess that took a long time for me to get here to what I want to talk to you about today, more so than usual, is how out of jealousy and envy, these people, they tried to demonize you. They tried to make you out to be the villain. That's exactly what they did. And that's another reason why we don't like, I don't like this. And in some days I wish that I had never been chosen. It's like, because they try to flip everything on us, or they try to make us look like we're the crazy ones. Because everyone has been programmed to accept things that are unnatural. And that's another reason why this whole system is collapsing now. But, part of the way they tried to do this whole thing to you, chosen one, to make you out to be the villain was when you made your mistakes or whatever, they talked about you. And it's worse for you if you are from a small town. That's where everything is worse. You know, and this is because there are too many people in society nowadays who waste their time, man. And part of the way people waste their time is by talking about other people, running their mouth. And they do it behind your back. They won't do it to your face, see? They won't do it to your face. They're not brave enough to do that. So they got to do it behind your back. And these could be your family members, your fake family members, or whoever. All they ever see is your mistakes. That's all they see. Because that's all they want to see. Because they're jealous and envious. So now, you know, when you became awakened to what was going on the whole entire time with your life, now you realize that's what it's been about the whole time. It's been all about your mistakes, not theirs. And you know what this is right here, man? I'm gonna let you know for real. All this is shift the blame. That's all it is, in a nutshell. It's shift the blame. They want to shift the blame onto us. This is the reason why I said this is whack being a chosen one, man. It is extremely whack. Because all we trying to do is handle our business out here. The business that pays us. The business that makes us feel good. And that's another thing they don't like. They don't want us to, because they don't want us to feel good. They want us to always feel bad. This is because misery loves company, man. So this is another reason why they try to demonize you or make you out to be the villain. And it really is astonishing, to say the least. It's unbelievable, man. But like I said, this all started out, the only reason why this all started out with you, chosen one, you already know, you wasn't trying to be chosen. You never wanted to be chosen. All you wanted to do was break the cycle. Because you knew it was a vicious cycle what you was in. But this is what the system was created for. To keep you in this cycle. I already told you about it. It's the loop. To keep you in this cycle. This loop. And the way they do it is by getting you addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to all the things they have put out here to bait you with. Corn, everything else. You know, it's like all of it. The music is promoting it, promoting everything that the television, the television is promoting it in the movies, in the entertainment. And this is what's been going on for decades upon decades. This is the reason why they created the television. Basically, all that was created for was a propaganda machine, and a machine to control people with. That's all it was created for. We know that though now, you know. But anyway, I've arrived at my location, chosen one, and I guess I really don't want to go over too much on the video right now, because I want to keep it to where, you know, when I come back with the next segment, it's not too long to upload, because I know I've been making some of my content and my videos really longer than usual. And I apologize for that if it's too long, and probably maybe, you know, I know not everybody has time to sit around and watch a long video, but I just have a lot to talk about, and sometimes I ramble on, you know, so forgive me for doing that, you know. But this whole, you know, everything that we have went through causes us to have to express ourselves and talk about this stuff, like I said, and have these discussions, because, you know, this is the only way we can kind of let out also everything that we have kept inside of us for so long, that's been bottled up inside of us, that it's a good way of releasing some of the tension as well, even if we're talking to ourselves on our own channel or something like that in the videos we're making. Basically, pretty much, I have to encourage myself, not only you and the other chosen ones, but I have to encourage myself every day through doing this. But I thank y'all all who do encourage me as well, man, because it really means a lot to me. And every one of you who leave positive feedback, that means a lot to me, because it helps me out, man. You know, because that's really what it's all about, motivating others and others motivating me, and trying to work towards the best version of myself every day. That's really all it's all about, really, to be honest with you. So here I go again, talking too much. So let me go ahead and do my thing, man, and do my burpee session. Then I'm gonna get the backpack on like we normally do, and then I'm gonna walk it out and further break this topic down for you about all of this and how they used this tactic, which was another one of their tactics, to demonize you, to make you to be the villain, to demonize you. Okay? So hold that thought right there, chosen one. Stay tuned. All right, chosen one, so I'm back now. And yeah, so back to what we was talking about how they tried to make you out to be the villain. And part of the way they tried to do this to you was by talking about you to other people and running their mouth about you, you know, spreading rumors on you and stuff like that, and probably pointing out your mistakes or whatever that you was making when you was in a low vibrational state. You know, when you was like going through some discouraging times, going through your valleys, your moments of your valley moment. You know, we all have highs and lows, man. Life ain't always up for everybody, you know, and there's a lot of things we don't understand why it happens in our lives, you know. And And some of the things we couldn't understand about why it happened was the way they treated us and stuff like that. You know, actually, we had no idea what was going on. Really, now we do. Now we have a clearer understanding of it all, you know, after a lot of things happen the way they happen. But this is the reason why you can't never go off of what people say about other people. You know, you should check with the person first. This is everything that happened to me, man, taught me, man, now, you know, that if somebody says something about somebody, if this ever happens to me in my life, where somebody ever says something about me, about somebody else to me, about somebody, then I will go to that person first, or I will actually just discredit that and not believe that until like I see proof of that, because of what I've went through now and what I know now. I know that it's possible that people could just be jealous of someone, and so that's the reason why they're saying things that are false about that person. You know, but they didn't never come check with you about nothing they probably heard about you through the grapevine. And no one ever really came to you to check up on you or nothing like that. None of your fake family members, none of your fake friends. If they ever came around you, it was only to maybe like downplay your achievements or belittle you, or they might would have talked nice to you if they wanted something out of you. You know, and then after you did something good for them or something like that, they left and they didn't ever come around no more. It's like they got what they needed from you, and then that was about it pretty much. So that showed their true colors. You know, that they that basically they didn't really care about you as a person because of the way they treated you. So they always show themselves, the fake people, they always show themselves for who they are. Eventually, by their actions, by the things they do to you. But they were all fake the whole time anyway. So now you know they were all fake. And that's part of the reason why they tried to make you out to be the villain. And that's the reason why they also believed the people who said the things about you to try to make you out to be a villain. But, you know, maybe you did have to put people in their place at certain times, you know, because they wronged you, because they did things that were wrong to you. So maybe you did have to, like, because you're the type of person who you're not going to just let people just, you know, just continue to trample on you and continue to do you wrong, or just, you know, or just like evade any kind of action, you taking any kind of action against them. No, you got to say something to put them in their place, to let them know when they've done something to you that offended you. You know, you have to learn how to do this. And when you probably did this, this was your way of letting them know you didn't like what they was doing, or you let them know, I see what you're doing. And then after that, you cut them off. And you probably said some things to certain other people during times or harder times that you was going through or whatever, and maybe people twisted your words and stuff like that. So that's another thing too. Like, this is the reason why people always make up all this he say, she say stuff. It's like they take what you said and they add things to it, or things that you didn't say to it and stuff like that, to try to make you look like a bad person. But you know, you wasn't never the bad person, and really you was a victim. You know, you was not a villain. You were more of like a victim of these people trying to ruin your reputation and stuff like that. So that's what happened, man. And this is another one of their main tactics that they use against the chosen ones, to discredit them. You have to be made out to be the bad person. And then that way, you know, then that way they continue to maintain whatever image it is they're trying to create for themselves, to make themselves look good in front of the other people who they was trying to look good in front of, by trying to paint you bad and paint you black. But this is also another way of them trying to have stopped your calling. That's all it really was. To be honest with you, that's all it really was. That's all it really boiled all down to, was that they was trying to stop your calling, your mission, your assignment. And so this was another one of their tactics that they used to try to stop that from happening, and try to stop you from getting the recognition that you really did deserve, and having the right support and everything that you really needed, that they would never give you. Probably because of all of these things they did to try to make you out to be the villain. But it's all right though, you know what I mean? Time always proves everything. So time had to go by. So after all the time went by and everything, and you stay consistent with all your what you was doing in your growth and all that, that proved everything to be false about you. Plus, you know, the way you reacted when they did what they did to you. You didn't give them your reactions, and you didn't retaliate or nothing like that. You let God fight all your battles for you. And you know that what goes around comes around. So that's another thing that proved that you wasn't the villain. And you didn't crash out. So now it's known now, and it's clear to see now that you were actually a victim of all of this, you know, slander and everything. And this is one of the hardest parts, like I said, about being this way. And it's one of the hardest things about being chosen, man, is that the chosen ones have to go through all this and have to endure all of this. And we didn't know, a lot of us, why we went through it. For a long time, we didn't. And so because of that, it set us way back, but it didn't stop us because we're unstoppable. So you're unstoppable, chosen one, you see? And that's just the way it is. You can't be stopped. None of these tactics they used against you worked. It all failed. And so you proved yourself to be who you really were as the time went by. And that's what they didn't realize was going to happen, because they thought they had pretty much ruined you by what they did, and they thought that it was going to be over for you anyway, because they already had everybody on their side, the evil ones. That's what happened. They got everybody on their side, the evil ones, against you, to team up against you. And this is why you went through a lot of the pain and the things you went through and the suffering that you went through. So the wicked evil ones who tried to make you out to be the villain, they have to pay the price for what they did to you. There is no getting away from what they did to you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video right there, because I got to handle some more business today. But I hope that this helped you out today if you have been a person who experienced this, because this is a very hard thing, I know, for many of you to have had dealt with. But just know that that you're not alone. I understand the feeling, and just know that that God has got you no matter what, and no weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. Isaiah 54:17. So, peace, love, light, blessings to you all. I hope y'all are all doing well today, feeling well. I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to go ahead and get back out on my grind today, man. So until the next one, man, I'm going to catch y'all all on the next one, all right? Till then, peace. I'm out.